Couples Court with the Cutlers.
We're here for McKinney versus McKinney. You've been married 2.5 years.
Yes, Your Honor.
But have known each other since middle school.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is something. And you have a beautiful baby together.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so tell me, why in the world are you here in Couples Court today?
Your Honor, I just want to know if my husband is sleeping with the neighbor because he's been acting real distant. Our marriage just hasn't, it hasn't been the same. And, he's just nonchalant about everything. He gets mad with me. So I just want to know the truth today.
Mr. McKinney, what do you have to say about that?
I have admitted to her that I have cheated and everything. This has been a year and a half ago. And I'm doing everything now to make sure everything's straight. I'm not cheating, I'm not doing nothing.
Okay, so you cheated in the past.
Yes, sir.
But that was in the past, and now you're on the straight and narrow.
Yes, sir. That's the reason I'm here today, so that she know that I'm on the straight and narrow. The only thing I'm worrying about is her and my little girl. That's it.
And you don't believe him?
I don't believe anything he's saying.
Okay, can you tell him exactly what is at stake today?
If I find out you're cheating on me today, we're done. You got to get it together.
And you said you're not cheating right now.
I haven't done nothing since June 18th. She's just paranoid because she gonna go through my phone, Facebook, all of that. It's just the trust is lost with her.
The trust is lost.
You broke that trust.
Mm-hmm.
And you recognize that the trust is lost.
Yes, sir.
And you're here to rebuild that trust, aren't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're here to convince her that you're deserving of that trust.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you're saying that she's paranoid. Why are you saying she's paranoid?
Because she know all I do is go to work at night, come home. When I'm home, it's just me, her, and my little child. If we don't have nothing to do, we out of town trying to do something.
Are you paranoid?
I don't think I'm paranoid. I just think that I have a feeling in my, my gut is that he's doing something. He's always he's just not there all the way, 100%. He's nonchalant,
And look, I'm a married person. You're looking at mine, right? Mm-hmm. Your gut is your gut. A woman's intuition is rarely wrong. And you're here to get that corrected.
Yes, Your Honor.
You talk about a woman's intuition. From a man's perspective, if he's doing everything he's supposed to do, then her intuition could be fueled by something completely paranoid.
But love, he's already
What he's done in the past, we're talking about what he's done in the past, he's talking about what he's doing right now.
I'm not paranoid.
I don't have nothing
crazy.
to be paranoid about. I know what I'm doing.
He's crazy.
You know what you're doing.
I know what I'm
But
doing.
love,
He's a
I
liar.
gotta tell you, was there a period after the fallout a year and a half ago where things were okay?
Only when he on Valentine's Day, if he brings me a gift or something, but that still doesn't cover up the fact that, that happened.
Okay.
Because I'm still damaged from it, so it's never really been a good time.
What about back in the beginning?
Yeah, in the beginning, it was good. We got, we met each other. We've known each other since middle school. We fell apart then we met back up at a school we was going to together. And,
Now, when you all met in middle school, were you all just friends or were you all
He
actually
never noticed
boyfriend and
me.
girlfriend in middle school?
I was like a geek to him. He never noticed me. He was the little...
Yeah, I wasn't into, I ain't gonna lie, I was into the streets and all that. I was running behind the fast girls. And,
He didn't want no smart girl.
she was a kind of nerd at the time,
Okay.
I just looked at it and kept going about my business,
When did you realize that the freaks and the cheats out in the street weren't for you and this was the one for you?
I realized that once I got cheated on. Then,
So you know what it feels like to be cheated
yeah, I
on.
know what it
Exactly.
feels like. That's why I'm trying to show her that I'm doing what I need to do now.
So besides him catching your eye, what other things made you fall in love with this gentleman?
He's like my little teddy bear, he's somebody I can come to when I'm sad, when I'm crying. He brings me Mother's Day gifts every year when we have Mother's Day. He's just my other half.
He's doing those things that you would expect from your husband.
And I love him, yeah.
At some point, something changed. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, what was it that changed?
Just every time I turn around, he was texting different females, things saying he wanted to, do oral sex with people. And
Hold up. Was he offering or asking?
oh, he was offering to do it.
So he's a giver.
Yes, Your Honor.
Forgive me.
I did do that. I admitted to all of that.
Yes,
Okay.
We had our up and downs and all that, and
it doesn't matter.
That's what marriage is. It's up and it's down. When it's
Giving
down,
take.
you don't go somewhere else. You stay in the game, man.
and I have admitted to my wrongs what I have done and all of that, and
And this is one ex that she was independent. She had like 3 jobs, a nice car. He used to always throw up, oh, she's better than you. She's more independent. You know what I'm saying? It hurt my feelings.
What was the first instance that you saw that he was texting someone?
It was an argument we had one night, and he just threw it up at my face.
That he was texting her?
He just threw up that she was independent and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not nothing.
Okay, so tell me about that night. Why were you all fighting?
We was fighting because I was working 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day.
Oh.
And the only thing that she was thinking then was I was cheating.
Because you were working 7 days a week because you were gone so much? 12,
14 hours a day.
But you still had time to text this babe?
Yes,
Okay, so that energy you should have been spending on her.
That's right.
When you had this fight, did you talk to him about that text?
I've talked to him. He didn't care.
At that point, I wasn't caring about nothing.
Okay, I want you to look at your bride. She clearly loves you. And you stood here and said, I didn't care at a point, so I was just doing me. It's about being honest, love.
Yeah.
You gotta do that.
Was there anything else that made you think that something was going on?
I know it was one time when I met a friend in this program. And I asked her as a friend, can you reach out to him? Maybe if somebody else talked to him, they can get through to him. Come to find out, she's forwarding me messages from them too, but he's asking her for oral sex too.
She came to me first, and then she switched everything around and made it seem like I was coming on to her.
That's when you say, dude, I'm involved.
And not only that, around June, 4th of July, whatever, he started messing with the neighbor. He used to go to her house all late in the morning, didn't come home all day long. I asked him, what were you doing? Oh, nothing.
At that moment, wasn't nothing going on until me and my wife had separated. That's when other stuff started happening.
He's lying because when I went through his phone, he was talking to one of his family members. He was like, she got out of bed butt naked.
What? Did that happen?
No, that did not happen.
You did not text your family member and say she had a big butt naked?
I did.
Okay, so that did happen.
That did happen, but I never seen her naked.
It doesn't matter.
But
He should have never said it if he didn't want to get out.
Okay,
Well,
he didn't see that coming. He didn't know he was going to get caught. A big button to smile, you can't trust that. You cannot trust a big button
Never
to smile.
trust a big button to smile.
All right, so why are we here today? What do you think he's doing currently?
Your Honor, I still think he's cheating on me. When we get to arguing, he just, I'm done. He walks out, take the car, and just don't come back home to when he feels like coming home.
I do that because I don't want to fuss.
It doesn't matter.
All right, well, fighting is a part of being in a relationship.
That's right.
I wish I could sit here and tell you that we don't fight. We do fight.
We're going to fight here.
Yeah.
The reality.
One thing we do try to do is we try to fight fair. All right, so we talked about the neighbor. What else do you think he's doing now?
Like, it's times that I call him, he doesn't answer the phone. He goes for hours, and I don't know where he's at. I just want to know where is he at.
Did you ever meet or confront the neighbor?
Oh, she's confronted me before.
She confronted
what did that
you?
look
About
like?
my man. She come over there and say, who are you to tell him what to do? She's getting all in my face. I'll pop you in the face and just all kind of little, all in my face.
All right, so what did that look like?
She took my phone out of my hand.
The neighbor took your phone out of your hand
Yeah, I was laying on the sofa playing the game.
at the neighbor's house.
Then she threw my phone back, so I read the text. And then they done sent texts back and forth. So after she leaves, I leave to go to my house. And as I get there, they fussing back and forth. I just told my wife to sit down and let it go.
Sit down and let it go.
No. I'm going to have to fan on that.
We're missing something here because you're laying on your neighbor's sofa playing video game, and out of the blue, the neighbor comes and takes your phone.
At this time, I was broke out of the doubt, And she was talking about giving me checks and all that. I was just, putting little words in the air.
No, what was the conversation with you and the neighbor as you laying there?
He told you what happened. He said she was giving him checks, and he's texting another woman. She's hot. Yeah. That's what happened, isn't it? She gave you some money, and you texted your wife, and she's like, who you texting?
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Wow, no.
You know what?
Okay.
This is the kind of stuff folk get real hurt. Have hospital visits.
Yeah. And not to
Were you
mention,
sleeping with the neighbor at that time, too?
No, I wasn't.
He said he's lying.
Okay, so she gave you money and you weren't sleeping with her.
Wasn't nothing going on. She just wanted me to leave my wife and come move in with her.
So that nothing could go on.
Then something probably went on, but nothing was going on at the time.
So she's laying the groundwork.
Yeah.
Okay.
At what point do you end up sleeping with her?
This neighbor I did not sleep with. I slept with.
It was another neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. He needs to not have any neighbors. He needs
None. No female neighbors.
What neighborhood do you live in?
You are making Desperate Housewives look boring.
All right. So anything else current going on that you think is evidence that he's cheating?
I know it was one time where I went on Instagram and I found the stripper that he used to have in his phone when we first got together. And he, befriended her on Instagram.
You gotta look out for the girl on the pole. That's you need to have questions when you see one of those pictures on your husband's phone.
And so fast forward to now, why do you think that stripper is still in his life?
Because she inboxed me on Instagram.
It doesn't matter. You should have never been friends with her on Instagram. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be friends with none of
These things I don't get on no more. I don't get on Instagram,
But he's such a
Snapchat,
friend request.
Facebook.
How you don't get on it?
Okay, so with all that you told us, and it's a lot,
It's a lot.
why are you even in the game?
I don't know. I'm just trying to just see if it's something here still. You know what I'm saying? I don't just give up easily. I don't have a mom or a dad. So,
Oh, my God.
Yeah, him and my daughter are they're my world.
What are you feeling?
I'm feeling pain, hurt, and betrayal. Because you're supposed to love me. You're not supposed to love no other female. You're not supposed to cheat. You're not supposed to do anything. If you're with me, you're with me. And it hurts.
That's what I've been showing you for I don't know how long now, for about a year.
It doesn't matter about now, Junior.
And what are you feeling when you see this?
I was an idiot at the time. I know the pain that she going through. And I hate to see her going through this. That's why I'm changing now. That's why I done changed. That's why only thing I think about day and night is her and my little girl. I don't have no time for no other female.
So here's the deal. At the end of this, if he has not cheated on you, are you going to let it go?
I'm going to let it go and move forward.
Do you realize, Mr. McKinney, that your marriage is on the line?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Okay, because we got a lot working here, and you stand by the fact that you have not cheated in the last year.
I have not cheated on you in the last year.
We will see.
All right. This court has ordered a polygraph test, and we have the results. Ron, would you please bring Mr. Williams in?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams, you're a state-certified polygraph examiner, is that correct?
That's correct.
You see a lot of married couples.
I see a lot of married couples. Over the last 25 years, I've done hundreds of cases with married couples.
So let's talk about the case that we have here. You had an opportunity to examine Mr. McKinney, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you asked him a series of questions.
That's correct.
You asked Mr. McKinney, other than the one time you admit to having sex with a neighbor in June of 2016, have you had sexual contact with the neighbor since? And what was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector reveal?
It revealed that there was no significant response to this question, which indicated he was being truthful.
All right, this is a good start. How are you feeling?
I feel great. Right now I feel great.
And how
That's
do
not
you
it.
feel?
I was telling the truth. I told her.
It's still more questions.
There was a last question, is that correct, Mr. Williams?
Yes, ma'am.
You asked Mr. McKinney, since June of 2016, other than the one time you admitted to having sex with a neighbor, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than your wife? Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what was Mr. McKinney's response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector reveal?
On this question, the subject showed high physiological response, which indicated to me that he was being deceptive.
What's going on?
Telling you the truth, I ain't.
Mr. McKinney, is there another woman that you had sex with in the last year?
No.
Mr. Cutler, you asking. Maybe he
Okay.
didn't hear me.
All right. This is the time to come clean. This is it, because your marriage is on the line. If you come clean,
We might be able to salvage this thing.
yes.
With the neighbor. We was about to have sex, but I didn't go forward with it.
And why didn't you go forward with it?
Because I just thought about it, what it would do to her if I would have did it again.
How do you feel in love?
Ms. McKinney?
I just feel, I don't even know, just back to square one again. You know, it's just like, my heart is telling me to stay, you know, still be there. My mind is like, Cedric, he's no good.
In looking at you all, when you all were talking about the good times, there was a gleam in both of your eyes. Even up to this point, there's still a part of her, and that's why she's struggling. There's still a part of her that wants this to work. She's not really ready to kick you to the curb. If you leave her no choice, she will.
Now that you have the results, what's next?
We can move forward, but it's just, he can't do this again. He can't cheat on me again because that's it, I'm gone. Me and my daughter are leaving.
You ain't got to worry about it again.
Again, don't do it again.
The fact that she hasn't left you yet and is still willing to give it another chance, you're a lucky man.
And you, love, on the other hand, you deserve better, and in spite of his behavior, you have the high moral road. But don't get so high on that road that you destroy him.
Yes.
If you're going to give him a chance,
Give him a chance.
really give him a chance.
Right.
Be his biggest cheerleader, okay?
Okay.
Right.
And as we say in this courtroom on a regular basis, do not cheat yourself out of an opportunity to have a healthy, happy marriage. This court is adjourned. Thank you.